Hello everyone, my name is Anik, you can call me Nick, and here's day 3 with our video. Today is July 16th. We'll be talking about AI tools, specifically some of them including Gamma, Notebook LM, Napkin, Perplexity, and so on and so forth. So let's just begin with the video. The first AI tool that I want to show you guys is Gamma.app. And so you just go onto Google or Firefox and you just look up Gamma.app. You see this is the first result you'll see right here. And this is an AI presentation maker that I've used to make my presentations for past videos. So this is the screen you'll see when you first get into the page of Gamma, and then you just click continue with Google, or you can go with Apple as well. For me, I'll go with Google. I'll go with my account, and then you'll see this page. And then if you'd like to if you want to utilize the AI presentation tool app feature, then you can just click create new, and then you can click generate. And then when you click generate, you can describe to the AI what you'd like to make. For in our case, we can just say create a presentation. Let's say a 10. So the cards indicate the slides, and if you want to indicate the what you want to make, you just need to specify by saying, okay, create a presentation on AI tools, on free AI tools that anyone can use anywhere. And then we will just generate the outline, and then it'll take some time, maybe up to 5 minutes it will take. For us, it seems pretty quick actually. Looks like it didn't take that much time. But yeah, it made a little rough summary of each slide. So number 1 meaning the first slide, number 2 meaning the second slide, 3 meaning third slide, and so on and so forth. And so you'll see the first slide will be the introduction, unlocking potential, free AI tools for everyone. Number 2 will have all this information, and then number 3, and so on and so forth. So if we like what we see here, then we can continue with generate. If you don't like what you see and you want to change something on slide 3 or a specific slide, then you can just change it manually by typing in it right here. And so here I think it looks fine, so we'll just click generate. And then now this part will take a little bit of time, but see, now it'll work in real time to actually make the slides for you. So look, it's making the slides. It's even adding its own images here. Look at these images right here. Yep, it's pretty nice. Some more images, some more text, and then you'll keep going. You keep adding more and more, and we specified specifically 10 slides, so make up to 10 slides. And then look, less is more, right? It's just keep adding more and more information about AI tools. Keep going down. It's recommending using Google Gemini. Oh, where'd it go? It recommended using Google Gemini somewhere, but yeah, right here, Google Gemini using Slides Go, which is we could also talk about in a future video. There's some other information, right? So this is really neat, right? It created the presentation less than 5 minutes. So if you really need a presentation built within a short amount of time and you don't have much, you don't have much time left, then you can just use this, and it creates it for you. And then now we have Napkin AI. Napkin AI is another AI tool that you guys can use. So you just have to look up Napkin AI on the browser, and then you just click the first one. It looks like this, just napkin.ai, and you click on that, and then you can just sign in, right? Sign in or get Napkin free. In our case, we're getting Napkin for free. And then it already signed me in, but here's what it will look like for you guys. It will look something like this. You'd sign in with Google. I'll sign in with this account. And then it will load a little bit, and it won't show this. It will show something like this. So you'll see something like this. And for us, we could make a slides presentation, but we already have Gamma, right? So let's try something new. We'll use this app for its intended purpose, which is to turn any text into a visual. And so we'll click on that button right there, and then we can either paste some text from online or from a document that we have. We can describe our idea, or we can import a file. So in our case, we'll just describe the idea, and we'll just say create a visually appealing, you know, timeline of, or you can say process of staying secured online. AI says cybersecurity, and then we'll see what it generates. So now it'll kind of work in like a notebook type of pattern. So you see this, it's like using a notebook. It has little lines going through it, and then you can see that it's going step by step. Now, it just gave us text, right? It didn't give us anything visual. So what we can do is that we can click on this little blue button right here, and it can create some visuals for us. So let's just create generate visuals, and we'll see that it's going to create the visuals for us. It'll take a little bit of time. And here we go, right? So it made this visuals based off of the information here, which is pretty nice, right? It talks about malware, phishing, ransomware, DDoS attacks, right? It talks about all that. And it kind of condensed it down into this pretty nice visual, and it's pretty easy to understand. If you don't like it, you can also look at similar visuals that it made, right? So it made this one, it made this one, some other ones right here. This is also nice, I like that. This one's okay, that's pretty good. And there's some more, and then finally this one. This one's also nice. So if we like this one, we can just click on it, and we can look at more, themes and color schemes that maybe you want to change up. So if you don't like the color scheme, you can always change it. So I like, I don't know, this one. This one looks pretty nice, and now we have it here, and then we can always download it if we'd like. We can change the font, we can change the colors, and all that. So that's pretty nice. And then if you want to make a visual for this one, we can do that, and so on and so forth. And it'll make it just really nice. It's just very simplistic, minimalistic, and it's fully AI generated, so it's nice. Now the next tool I'll talk about is Notebook LM. Now all you have to do is go look up on Google or Firefox, Google Notebook LM. And you'll find it as the first result. It's usually notebooklm.google. This is what it looks like. And we're just going to click the link right here. And then we're just going to click on try Notebook LM. Now, when you do that, you'll get to this page usually. If not, you can just create new notebook or just follow the instructions that it shows online. So we'll just click on create notebook in our case. And then it will show you this page, right? So in this page, the whole purpose of this application is for you to do research, right? To gather notes, do research. So if you have any YouTube videos like that you want to summarize, you can even summarize my YouTube video if you want. You can paste the YouTube link for my video, and then just put it here, and then it will summarize the video for you. If that's better for you, right? If you don't have enough time to watch the video, you can do that. You can upload files, right? If you have any research papers that you've made in the past, or any work that you want to analyze, anything really, just any files, any writing can be analyzed by the AI. So in our case, I'm thinking that we can just use, here, let me see if I can find any files I have. Oh, right here. So I have a 6th grade math PDF, which I think I used a while back. So we're just going to try this, 6th grade math, and we'll see what it does. So we're going to upload this. It has all like geometry, trigonometry, and all that. So we'll see what it's able to do. Okay, wow. So it's uploaded the file, and now it's kind of summarized what the file is, right? So it says the provided document is from this, talks about the circumference of circles, blah, 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 right? And then it has some other further questions or prompts that we can ask it, right? So how do you calculate a circle's circumference using its radius? You can ask that. And then it will look for information based on the file that you uploaded. So it will basically just use only the files that you've uploaded and search for the answer there. So look, it literally got this answer from the file, and it found that the circumference is equal to 2 pi r. And then we can ask it our own questions, right? Can you quiz me on some geometry? Okay, and then it'll make a quiz, right? It'll do its thing. It's reading through the pages, and then it's still understanding the file, right? It's pretty big. and then it's going to generate a quiz. Look, it's making one right here. We'll see. Okay, and then we're just going to wait for the quiz to be done. It will take a little bit of time, I'll admit that, but look, there's some other features right here if you guys want to use. You can use the audio overview if you want to kind of create a podcast of this, like on your files. If you don't want to like read it, then you can also listen to it. You can do a video overview, which basically makes an explainer video on like the files that you've uploaded, right? The documents or, other notebooks that you've uploaded. It creates a mind map. You can create a slide deck, right? A slideshow presentation. That's perfect. And look, here's the quiz that we have. So let's look at it. And look, it made a pretty good quiz, and we can just, play around with this. So look, I didn't even try to calculate this, but I got it wrong. And if we get it wrong, or if we need further explanation, we can just click the explain button, and then it will explain it here. So that's pretty nice. And that's what Notebook LM is specialized for, in comparison to other research tools like Perplexity, Claude, Gemini, even ChatGPT. Notebook LM is specific where you can, upload certain files, and it can make you a quiz. It can make you other things like right here. And what I like about Notebook LM is completely free, right? Unlike Claude, where the free version lasts for like a certain amount of credits, a certain amount of time after you use up all the credits, then you don't have access to Claude for another 5 hours unless you buy the premium versions of it, which cost money. So this is something that's just completely free that you can use, and it's pretty easy to use. So yeah. Now we're going to look at Perplexity AI. So if you just look up on Google Perplexity AI, you find it as usually the first result is perplexity.ai, and then we're just going to click on here. And then let me just sign out to show you what it would look like on the home page. So it looks like something like this, right? And if you want to log in, you should log in, right? Continue with Google for me. I'm going to log in with my account, and then you'll see this, right? So now it's very similar to Claude, right? It has artifacts, it has a history button, it has some other features in it too. So what you can do on Perplexity is that, you can search, you can write notes, and the main thing that Perplexity is known for is research, right? So it's one of those AI models that is known for research. So if you want to paste in any research papers, any documents, any files, any audio, videos, audio clips, anything like that, even podcasts, you can put it in here and it will analyze it for you. So we can do that here, right? If you would want, we can add a file, upload file, and we click on upload file, and then we look for where the file is. Additionally, there's a connectors. It's similar to Claude, where it has a connector feature. And so if you want to connect this to, I don't know, maybe your other accounts, it does cost a little bit of money for additional connectors, but there should be some free connectors here. Let's see. Okay, so these are the two connectors it has. It has the web, like search around the web, the internet feature, which is pretty nice, and it also has the connector for academic papers, which is very nice if your grandson or even you have any grandson or granddaughter, or even you, if you guys have any academic papers or research papers, anything that you guys want to analyze, then you can do that here. And you just have to select the button, and once it's on, it shows you academic, and then you can just paste the link of the academic file. And then you can use a computer. So this kind of computers do run on credits, right? And this is kind of like a smarter version of it, where you can basically take any ideas from the paper or from any like prompt that you give it, and it can make it into some like a build. It can build something for you, and so that's pretty nice. And there's also an audio feature, and it will show you the plan right here, so you can upgrade if you'd like. There's also an incognito mode similar to Claude, and then it will just won't save your history at all, and it'll be usually it's used for helping Perplexity understand its models better. And then artifacts is similar to Claude, where you can see artifacts that you made, like for example, websites that you made, websites, landing pages, all that, all the things that you make with Perplexity that you paste and prompt it, you can ask it and it will show up here. So that's pretty nice. This is like like a brother of Claude, right? And this is mainly used for research purposes, whereas Claude is mainly for task and building with code. So that's the difference between Claude and Perplexity. And now we're going to look at Fathom, which is another AI model. Now Fathom, you just look up Fathom AI online, and you'll see it like this, fathom.ai. So we're just going to click on this, and you'll see the page will look like this, right? So what you'll do is you'll sign up for free. And then here, I'm already signed in, so let me sign out. Seems like it won't let me sign out, which is okay. So I can just, here, let me just open a incognito mode. So I'll show you on incognito, what is it called? Fathom AI. And then you can see right here. So yeah, while you're on fathom.video, you can just log in here. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. And then once you're in, right, it'll take a little bit more for me because I have the two-step verification. But remember, that's important, right? Having the two-step verification, it ensures that no hackers can hack into my account. And so look, I have Fathom video, view events on all your calendars. That's what we want it to do. I'll continue. And now you'll see this page. Now we want it for personal use only. So we'll continue with personal uses. And then this part doesn't necessarily matter. Okay, this part does, right? We want all meetings in my calendar and only me. Continue. And then this part doesn't really necessarily matter. So you can just put a sales manager if you really want, and then you can just continue by myself. And then you can just download Fathom. And then Fathom is very easy to use whenever you're using Zoom, Google Meets, or whatever online video calling system, right? Fathom will show up and it will say, okay, do you want to record this meeting? And if you do click the record button, then it's able to record, and then it's able to make AI generated notes about note summaries about the meeting. So that's really nice. And so that's something that you guys should consider using. And so yeah, that's Fathom in a nutshell. And here's some pictures of what it would look like, right? It would say, okay, cancel recording, right? It will show the time of the meeting, and then other guests who are there, and then it'll be able to make AI notes for you. So that's really nice. And then it will show you like this, right? It will show you some information about the notes, right? Here's the notes situation, right? What's going on. And yeah, that's something that Fathom can do. So if you're interested in, having AI making meeting notes for you, then this is something you guys should consider. And then now we have 11 Labs, which is another application that you guys can use. Now it'll be if you look it up, it'll just be 11labs.io. You click on that, and you just click login right here, or you can click sign up since it's you guys' first time for most of you guys. And once you sign up and you log in with Gmail, this is what the page will look like. You have 10,000 credits to begin with. And what this app is able to do and what it specializes in is that it's able to take all the text that you have, right, information, all that you can make it into a speech, an AI generated speech. So what you can do is, for example, you can do, hello, my name is Nick. This is a presentation on AI tools. Okay, and then it'll show you how much credits you're using. It's only using 59 credits, which is pretty miraculous, right? It has 10,000 credits per month, right? And then it'll only use 59 credits for that much, so that's pretty nice. And we'll see that it'll make the audio. So let's see. Like I was saying, you can just click the text to speech button and you can hear it.
Hello, my name is Nick. This is a presentation on AI tools.
And so yeah, that's the audio that we hear. You can always change the person's voice, right? You can change it to a girl's voice or to a softer voice, a meaner voice, whatnot, or whatnot. So perfect. And then we also have Canva. I'm going to overview what we talked about in the previous lessons about Canva. If you're under a school email, right? For me, I'm using my school account. But if you have your granddaughter or grandson's, school email with access, and you ask them for permission and they say yes, then you can go ahead and go on under their school account, and you can just create pretty much anything here, right? So I can just say create a video, or here, let's just go under one of our open designs, and then we can use the AI tool on here. So right here, Magic Media, and we can create an image. So create an image of AI cybersecurity, just cause, why not? And it'll create it for you. And we'll see what it does. And so yeah, see, it's making some very basic images, but these are some AI generated images that it made. And then you can even access some key parts of Canva that you wouldn't have access otherwise if you were under the school account. Right, it usually indicates EDU, which gives you the education plan under Canva, which you can access and use. Right, if you would like, you can use this, and it will show you the audio and all that. And look, it's pretty cool. So that's something you can use with Canva. Pretty quick, very easy to use. And finally, we have Pi.ai. Now, Pi.ai, if you look it up online, it will be this one right here, Pi.ai. And when you click on it, you'll see this. You click Try AI. And then it won't show you this. You'll have to log in, right? It's a very same process for other AI models, right? You just have to log in, answer a couple questions, and it'll look like this. And this is just like a quote unquote emotional AI model. Just no AI model is very emotional, right? They don't have any emotion, right? They're just like intellectual AI models that can only think based off information that we provide it. So it does not have any emotions. It can't really convey emotion. But if you'd like, and if you're feeling lonely, if you just want to chat with something, or something in this case would be the AI model, then yeah, you can go ahead and do so. This is this AI model, Pi.ai, is specialized in emotional talking, right? So that's something you can do, right? So this, we can just talk about, okay, describe your ideal day to the beach, right? So let's see what it says, right? So yeah, I love this question. My ideal beach day. So it's basically like talking like a human, right? Sunlight peeking through soft clouds, just warm enough sand, and then blah 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 blah. And then it'll to say, okay, long walks with no destination, skipping stones, and looking at the golden hours, something that it likes. And then it asks me, right, what about you? What makes your perfect beach day? And I'll say, okay, I love playing in the water with my friends and getting ice cream afterwards. And then we'll see what it says, right? So this is right, and then it'll give you some feedback, or it'll say something, right? Okay, like, oh, that sounds amazing, and then it'll ask you some more questions. So it's similar to any other AI model, but it specializes in just one-to-one conversations. You just really want to have a conversation, not do any tasks. And yeah, this is something you guys can do. And this is just to like relax a little bit. If you're a little bit stressed out, you can always talk with an AI model. Of course, the best interaction in life is to talk with a human being. But if in any case, if something happens, if you can't really talk with a human, then you always have an AI model called Pi.ai. So I want to thank you guys for listening to this video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.